Good afternoon, drivers, or good morning, or good evening, depending on where you're at in the country there. I am your owner-operator lease advisor out of Salt Lake City, Utah, Addison Johnson, and we are grateful and appreciative to have one of our owner-operators, Miss Jupiter Russo, joining us today.
Hi, guys.
Guys, I brought Jupiter on today because I really wanted to get the firsthand experience on a driver's path to becoming an owner. One of the things I loved about Jupiter's story is she actually started with Swift as one of our student drivers and worked herself towards that goal.
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Jupiter, what got you interested in the trucking industry?
So it's been about 2 years that
Mhm.
I've been in trucking, and before I came to Swift, we had a box truck business,
Okay.
and I really love being able to travel, go to different states and cities. I had my dog on the truck with me, and I really just wanted to go further than what I was doing.
Mhm.
And so I started seeing like Swift trucks everywhere in Arizona, in Utah, in Nevada, in Northern California, and I started talking to other drivers, and I was like, hey, how do you guys like, what's your path to getting from here in box trucks to becoming a Class A CDL holder? And everybody had nothing but positive reviews and experience to talk about with Swift. So I went online, I contacted a recruiter. Her name was Michelle out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Mhm.
Hey, Michelle, if you're watching. And she told me pretty much how to get started, how to go to Swift Academy, how to go with my trainer, and everything that we're going to pretty much cover over during this live stream.
Excellent. So trucking wasn't necessarily foreign to you. You just ready to play with the big toys.
Yeah.
All right, girl. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you go to the driving school?
It'll be 2 years ago. So September 2023 is when I went to Swift Academy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
During the fall time, one of my favorite times to drive, especially all over the country.
Yes.
What's it like? Yes. That's pretty much the only time you catch me on the East Coast is going to be fall time. Colors, I'm a sucker for it. Love the changing leaves. So, how did your first year go?
My first year, so I did Swift Academy again, and then I went into Swift's Top Gun program here in West Valley City, Utah.
Oh,
yes, and it helped me get prepared for what was to come. My mentor is one of the reasons why I'm here today sitting with you, because my mentor on the company side, Reggie, he pretty much changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
He said, hey, Jupiter, when you finish and when you upgrade and get your truck, make sure you pay it forward to other people. So that's pretty much everything that I've done. So I went out on the road with him for about 3 weeks. I did my upgrade test, and then I had my first load from Utah all the way to Oxnard, California.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. It was just before Thanksgiving.
Breaking in good.
Yeah, it was just before Thanksgiving, and I was so excited. My mentor taught me how to navigate, high wind situations, how to deal with ice, how to deal with snow, hot weather, all these wonderful things. Mm-hmm. And so thereafter, my first few months, I started getting the hang of being a company driver. I did dry van, and then I switched to reefer because my mentor, he did reefer.
Gotcha.
And so I just wanted to, see what the difference was for a few weeks, and then I went back to dry. Mm-hmm. I like peace and quiet when I try to sleep. So I did those things, and then I started asking questions. I'm like, okay, well, how can I make this more successful? Because at that time, the first 3 months of my career with Swift was, let's just get the hang of it. Get backing down, get, routes, pre-planning, pre-tripping, talking to people, different places around the country. And now it's like, okay, now let's work on the next 3 months. Let's start making even more money than what I was making before. How can I do it? How can I optimize my hours of service? How can I, do home time, things like that. And I had my dog on the truck at the same time. So trying to manage him, me, self-care, weather, winter driving is fun.
I think you might be the only one to actually come out and admit that in the entire trucking industry. All right, maybe not everyone, but I mean, I grew up in southern Idaho, and so you just kind of learned if you want to survive, you drove in the snow.
Yep.
But I've had a lot of students, especially from the South, they're like, I don't drive in the white stuff. I'm like, we're gonna learn today.
Pretty much. I mean, if you don't get your load where you have to go to, obviously, if it's safe, you can continue. You only put chains on your tires to get out of a sticky situation, never to, go into a sticky situation.
Exactly.
And then I just started talking to planners. I started talking to driver leaders, terminal leaders throughout the country. And I was just like, hey, how can I get here? What are the steps so that I can continue to grow? Because I get bored very easily. Like I do, which is why I'm in the division I'm in now, which we'll talk about just a little bit. But my first year, after about 5.5 months, that's when Brian called me. Brian, he told me about the owner opportunities and
putting that nest egg.
Yeah, he started planting the seed, and then
how much experience did you have in?
5 months.
5 months, okay.
Yeah, 5 months.
You're still green.
Yeah. And then I wanted to be a mentor because my mentor, he asked me, he said, hey, Jupiter, make sure you pay it forward. Being a mentor. I know there's certain qualifications on the company side, and then on the owner side, I'm not sure what they are.
What is that? You know what? I've got a buddy. I'll see her. Can I phone a friend if I don't know the answer? She's our awesome audio.
Hey, there he is.
Oh my gosh.
We think you might know the answer to these questions, sir.
It's like looking in a mirror.
Oh, there he goes.
Wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, you want to introduce yourself, sir?
How y'all doing? My name is Jordan Bean. I'm the VP of the training program, and we're here at Swift. How did you get access to my line? This is weird.
We know a person.
We know a person who knows a person and being a person. That's right. So, Mr. Bean, I've got Miss Jupiter on our video today.
Mr. Jupiter.
I went for Mr. Bean, and that's as far as I got.
It's okay.
Jordan, we had some questions, man. On the company side, a company driver looking to go mentor, like Jupiter said, pay that experience forward, pay that extra time forward. What are your qualifications on that company side to make that extra step?
Well, so the cool thing is, she has such a great story. I was kind of eavesdropping earlier. To train at Swift, we want to see minimum 9 months of over-the-road solo experience. So minimum 9 months. There's going to be some safety background. We're going to review through your logs, any incidents or anything on your record. We're going to review a holistic safety review to make sure that you've got the skills that you developed. Because 9 months, you're still developing. Really, and you guys can speak to it. After years, you're always developing. If you're not continually learning, then there's probably a problem there. I would like to go back though what she said about her mentor. I have this quote from Mr. Banana Hands, Tony Robbins. A hero is anyone who devotes their life to contribution, anyone who is inspired to set an example, anyone who feels guided to serve something greater than themselves. And so when you look at the requirements to become a mentor, there's time, there's safety aspects, obviously there's some skill, but the reality is it's got to be from the heart. You got to have that attitude and the want to drive to help others become the best of themselves. And so that attitude, I think, is where you see a ton of our just wonderful, we have an incredible training program. I know that there's out there on the old interwebs, Swift is a training company. Yeah. And we're good. Like, I don't even know why we ever steered away from, we're really good. I'm sorry that, every mentor we have out there listening right now should be patting themselves on the back. Hundreds of thousands of people have learned to drive, become safe, capable, and confident drivers out on the road because of our wonderful training program.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
And being able to support your family doing it.
100%.
Put your time and your effort to learn a trade, to take care of your family. I think that's 99.9999% of why people are here, and of course with Swift.
Yeah, and you come to Swift, and of course you come here as a career. We love the fact that our company is a very family-based company. We have little terminals all across the country, and it's really at the terminal level, it's a family-based company. But when you come here to make money too. That's just a fact. We want people that have the drive and the heart to try to train that next generation of driver. They got to have the compassion and the grace to teach new drivers. But at the same time, when you're driving out there as a mentor, every dispatch mile gets paid to the mentor. I mean, to say that you can't make great money as a trainer is ridiculous. I mean, most of our trainers are making in the six figures. I mean, it's hard, for instructors or Top Gun or any other job in the office. It's hard to get some of those folks to come off the road because it's such a great job and they do so well. And so to
Mhm.
not talk about money is crazy because we're all here to make money and take care of our families. And as Jupiter said, go out and experience places and have that work-life balance, which you just is part of the gig. It's definitely a great program.
Right. So to piggyback off of why we brought you on, can you kind of elaborate more on being a mentor as a company driver and the salary benefits, that is offered when you're a mentor on the company side?
Absolutely. So obviously, the whole program in general, driving at Swift, we have a whole safety program, production safety, and when you hit those, you actually increase the opportunity to make money, your cents per mile. But when you're
Mhm.
a mentor, all dispatch miles that you drive with your student are paid to the mentor. And that's pretty incredible. When you guys, anybody out there with calculator, when you're running, 2,000 miles a week, if you have a student on the truck and you can run 3,000 or 4,000, I mean, the potential is there. Now, obviously, the mentors have to make good decisions on how much they drive with their students. But if you just add just 500 miles to whatever your average solo weekly mileage is, 500 miles is a pretty big, it's a pretty big bump. And there's a bonus at the end once you upgrade the student. So there's a lot of opportunity to be had there. And again, I worked in the owner operator department for a lot of years, and the most successful independent contractors we had were also training consultants.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That's me. I am a independent training consultant as an owner operator, and I love it.
When
Absolutely.
you're talking safety, we're talking money there, Jordan. I mean, they go hand in hand.
Yeah,
I really
absolutely.
believe they do, and that's how I trained my students on my truck. The safer I taught my drivers, ultimately, the more miles we were running at the end of the day.
100%. And
Yeah.
how comfortable you were, right? If your student wasn't operating safely, you wouldn't be as comfortable letting them drive. So it's like you have to establish that, and once you do, though, it's the roofs pops the roof off.
What other characteristics do you find really successful, wholesome mentors on the company side have that you've kind of come across over your years? Not to call you old or
Over the hill.
been
Yeah,
around
it's
the
fair.
block.
I've been at Swift almost 20 years now, and I've been in some aspect of the training departments. I mean, to be a good mentor, truthfully, obviously you got to have skill. I mean, that's just fact. You got to know what you're doing. The fact that you're here still driving shows you have that safety ability and the ability to operate. But to be a great mentor, truly, you just have to be amazing. I mean, you just have to have great integrity and the want to see other people win. I know
Mhm.
so many mentors. I mean, I could rattle off Ricky. He knows who he is. I got Bill, Bruce out in Kansas. I mean, I got so many. Luis. I was actually in the gym today, and I was talking to Luis, who has a very similar story to Jupiter, and he started out in flatbed as an ICTC, and when he started training, and it was just take. He said it to me. It was cool. His mentor told him, try three students and see if you like it. Just
Yeah.
try three students. And he said, I did it and I realized I was driving solo and then I drove for the first student. By the end of the first student, the amount of money I'd made was ridiculous. He's like, I didn't know that was a pot. And then I did the second. He goes, honestly, my first three students were the best students I've ever trained. I had
Mhm.
such an incredible time, and they taught me some things too. I mean, yeah, we're skilled truck drivers, but there's just trucking is life. I mean, there's so many little things that you can pick up to have that ability to be able to know that you're there to help somebody better themselves and their families, but also to be, give grace where grace is. They're learning and they're developing, but everybody gets on your truck has a great story. And if you can come in with the right mindset, the want to help see people improve, there's just, I think those are the folks who make the best mentors. They have amazing contacts. They create huge relationships. Luis was telling me he's trained almost 100, close to 100 students. He has students who have trained students, and he has multiple of his students that are now million-mile drivers. And Swift, right, we're the training company or whatever. We have over 1,600 drivers at Swift that have million plus miles. Can you hear? 1,600 million plus mile drivers.
Yep.
How many companies have 1,600 drivers? I mean, let's just keep it real here. We're a training company, but we have drivers that are million plus mile drivers. Like sometimes I hate the web has a bunch of haters, but that's what haters do. They hate. So when you look at stuff like what we're doing here, I think we have an incredible program. This is probably this year. I could not be more proud to be within the academy team with the Top Gun team, and then all of the wonderful mentors out there. I think we really do a job of not just helping people pass tests to get to drive solo. We're really trying to equip people to be safe, to be capable to operate, and go out there and make great money for their families.
Yep. Building a career from day one. You're building your career.
Yep.
So,
So, Joran, someone has a question in the chat. I think I know the answer for you, if I may. Drew is
Oh, my bad.
asking.
Is it purple?
It sure is purple. It's not whatever color they were thinking. It's purple.
It's purple, guys.
Yeah, purple. That's a great answer. The best truck color.
Jupiter's truck is purple for those who don't know.
Yeah,
If her hair and her shirt didn't tell you, her truck is purple.
We're going to have to get a picture of it, make sure it's on this video.
Yeah.
If you have not seen it, once you see it, you'll never unsee it. It's kind of get burned in your eyes a little bit, but in a good way. In a good way, of course.
Yes,
right,
in a good way. I just wanted to say, Joran, thank you so much. And I forgot to tell you that one of the best things about being a mentor and anyone who wants to be a mentor is having patience, because we were all in their shoes at one point in time. My mentor took the time out to train me. He was so patient and understanding, and he explained something more than one occasion. So again, shout outs to Reggie. I love him so much, and he's the reason why I'm here and why I'm a mentor or an independent training consultant as an owner operator in the flatbed division with Swift out of Phoenix.
There we go.
Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
Joran, we appreciate your time. Glad you made a few minutes in your busy schedule, my friend.
We
You
truly
guys are too kind.
appreciate
I
you.
love my mentors for all the mentors out there. Still love you guys.
There you go.
Thanks for the invite.
Even those who don't have purple trucks. All right, so that was fun. So that kind of answers our question as far as being a company mentor.
Within 9
So-
months.
Mhm.
Yep. And then, of course, good safety record. You
Yep.
know, that's one of the main things, if not the main thing we're looking for, okay, on becoming a trainer and a mentor for Swift.
Oh, and they have to have at least one winter season under their belt before they can become a mentor, whether it's on the company side or on the owner-operator side.
That is correct.
Mhm.
That is correct. Which actually brings me right to our next step.
Okay.
Okay. So at this point, we've gone through school.
Mhm.
We've gotten the 9 months.
Yep.
Now, did you turn mentor right at 9 months, or did you wait a little bit?
Right about 9.5 months, I was ready because I had asked everyone possible to find out, okay, how can I be a mentor? And you just have to do it. You just have to have that good record, have good driving record, safety, good driver logs, no backing accidents and things like that. And I just loved it. I had a passion for it because my mentor, again, he said, pay it forward, help somebody else. And it turns out a year later, my very first student is now a mentor because she wants to pay it forward because I paid it forward to her because of my mentor. It's all,
The circle of life.
There you
Really,
go.
the circle of life,
Yep.
right there, guys.
Mhm.
So about 9.5 months went mentor.
Yep.
When did we start thinking about becoming an owner operator, taking that next step up even higher?
I started bothering you about that at 6 months.
That is true.
So
It was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind.
It was. I wanted to be prepared because everything that I've done within Swift, whether it was on the company side or the owner side, has been very calculated. As far as
If you weren't going to say it, I was going to say
I
that
know.
because every tiny step Jupiter takes,
Mhm.
calculated, methodical, and she takes her time.
Yep.
She ensures that it is the right move. She
Yep.
knows all the angles, and that's one of the reasons why I think she's one of the most successful owners we have.
Yes, I appreciate that. I'm still learning. I don't know everything, but I'm always trying to learn something more so that I can pay it forward to the next person, whether it's a company driver, a new driver fresh out the academy, a new owner, or someone who's in an outside company who wants to come work with the best. Yes.
So what were some of the factors that you took into consideration becoming an owner operator?
I looked at fuel. My biggest thing was, okay, I can do the truck note. What are the other things that I have to do? How much did I have to pay? How many miles did I have to run? And it's essentially the same thing that I did on the company side.
Mhm.
I knew I wanted to run at least 12,000 miles a month, which is, roughly 3,000 miles a week. Anybody can do that. If you do it right, it's all about not just doing the long loads, but it's also calling the planners, hey, do you guys need help with any short loads?
Mhm.
A good friend of mine taught me that at 6 months of being here. He said, hey, if you really want to go further within Swift, don't just do the long loads, do the small loads. Even if it's 5 miles, don't worry about the little extra that they pay you, because guess what? They're going to say, hey, we see you're coming in. Let's stack you with this 200 miles, and then we'll give you something that's 2,800 miles.
Networking is huge.
Yeah,
That's
networking.
something I learned myself. I used to, I was old, and so, I'd write it actually down in my little notepad. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I know you're too young for that, but before these things. So, but anytime that I would have an interaction with a planner, I would consider that my networking.
Mhm.
Write down their code, write down their number, and I would always hit them up just like that. It's like, hey, do you guys need any help? I've got nothing to do right this very second. Do you need help filling in for a little short load, little local load? And usually that is returned. That's just part of networking. That's also part of owning a business, doing what you need to do to make your business successful.
Yep,
So,
definitely. And it even got to the point to where when they said, oh, it's slow this time of year, you have to make your own loads. You have to make your own routes. So even if it was me, Bob, telling to go 5 miles to get an empty trailer, I was moving empty trailers. You need help in the yard? Let me help in the yard, because I wanted to constantly be moving, being productive, because every day is a money day. Helping somebody else, backing practice, videos, whatever it could be. I always have a hand in it.
love it.
Yes.
So we are. How long did it take us to really dive in on pulling the trigger, being owner? Is that 4 months?
It took about 4 months. I wanted
Okay.
to get more mentoring experience on the
Yeah.
company side. And then you're going to love this. If you remember, I took my company truck and I did the fleet exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And that made it to where, for anybody who's watching, if you want to become an owner from the company side, I hope this is okay if I say this.
Oh, yeah.
Then you can take your company truck, if you're happy with it, and take it to whatever terminal, get with an owner operated recruiter, whether it be here in Utah, in Arizona, in Kansas, anywhere. There's always a owner operated recruiter. They'll check your truck, make sure everything's good, and then they get converted over within pretty much 1 business day of you going from company to owner operator.
So Fleet Exchange, for our viewers, there is the longhand version of FX. Just so you know that. One of my favorite programs, for the exact reasons Jupiter was talking about. You're comfortable with the truck. It's an easy transition. And right now, we're running that special of no down payment on that truck. So that's saving you $2,500 right out of the gate.
Yep.
Not a bad way. Not a bad way to do it. So, did you start? So owner operators, they're independent contractor training consultants.
Yep.
Did you start that right when you got your truck?
I sure did.
Like a boss.
I literally had just the day that I got my truck in last year, my last student had just upgraded on the company side, and within a day, I headed back down to Europa and I picked up my first student as an owner operator, independent training consultant. She was amazing.
You don't waste no time.
No,
Don't have time to waste.
yeah, no. Time is money and experience, and being able to help somebody else. Like, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
A lot of people, because I was a mentor myself, a trainer myself,
Mhm.
a lot of people, when I ask them, hey, are you interested in this? They always have some reason on why they don't want to do it, whether they just don't want somebody in their own truck, whether they, in their truck with them, they're worried about them having accidents, anything like that. How did you decide to take that step and just move forward from there?
So I'm glad that you asked that question, because I know it's been at least a handful of females who are truck drivers in Swift who have converted to be mentors,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they asked me, and I just mirrored it off of what my mentor did when I first started. You just got to take a chance, talk to the person, set your rules, set your boundaries, and, have a good routine. Treat them the way that you were when you first became a truck driver. If you guys can remember that far back, say, but you can do that. And then for me, I mirrored it off of his. I made sure, the things that I liked and didn't like, I didn't have on my truck. So no smoking, no vaping.
Yep.
Make sure you're clean. I'll make sure like groceries are covered, even though like we don't have to do that. I just do that because when I first started with Swift, my mentor, he saw like we have bills. It's not always rainbows and butterflies when you first start. Like everybody has their own struggle when they come here. He made sure I had food. He made sure, like it snowed and my boots got wet. So like he helped me with getting some waterproof rain like boots.
Mhm.
And because of those things, I pay it forward. So like my students who come on my truck, I cover groceries for the first week or two to make sure like, hey, don't worry about that. I know you have a family. I know you have bills and rents and mortgages and kids and all these things. Let me at least make sure you can eat so that you can focus and drive this truck and keep us safe.
Yeah, they're changing careers.
Right.
And that's a big move.
Yeah.
For
it
me, I
definitely
wouldn't
is.
even know what to do changing careers right now. I've been in trucking that long.
Right. Like I don't see me going and doing anything else. I love being a truck driver.
That's why this was such a good fit.
Yeah.
It's been very fun watching your whole journey.
Yeah.
And that's why I have you here, to be honest.
Definitely. And for anybody who's watching, if you want to be a mentor, just pay it forward. Be patient. Give somebody a chance. Remember how it was when you first started. That's how I remember it.
Truck rules were important for me.
Definitely.
Setting that standard, setting the boundary, and because you're also taking them on the road on, you're teaching them not only how to drive, but how to live on the road.
Mm-hmm.
The laundry's different, cleanliness is different, shopping's different,
Safety,
safety.
especially, if you're parking at truck stops or rest areas. I teach all my students how to have a good work-life balance. Self-care is very important to me. And is it okay if I touch on this a little bit?
Absolutely.
So when you're training with me, I teach you, it's okay to go get your nails done, go get a massage, go, get a facial.
I was all
Go to the gym, grocery shopping to make it easy so that it's not such a hard transition whether you worked in an office or, in oil. What was that noise?
Oh, you're good. I was sorry.
Okay, sorry. Squirrel. I teach everybody that, and then along with teaching them how to stay safe, the seatbelt through the door thing, making sure you start your day early and finish your day early so you have somewhere to park, especially, as it happens for both men and women, but more so for women. When we're at truck stops, we have to keep our head on the swivel.
Wow.
I teach them how to stay safe. Swift, I'm so grateful that you guys have so many terminals throughout the country. The way that I taught myself is if it's a major city, Swift almost has a terminal right by it. So Salt Lake City, West Valley City, Sacramento, San Francisco, we have Lathrop.
Mhm.
We have Reno, Nevada, then there's Sparks, Nevada terminal. Hey, everybody at Sparks, that's where I started. I love them over there. They are so wonderful. Everyone is great, but they special place in my heart. But that right there, being able to teach everyone how to plan your routes. So for example, my student and I, we have a load going back down to pretty much Mexico. So I have to show her, we have this terminal, we have, the Vegas terminal, we have the Phoenix, we have Albuquerque, and then we have like a handful of terminals in Texas too.
Yep.
So
So 4 of them alone just in Texas.
just in Texas, and I think there's 3 or 4 in California.
At least 4.
At least 4. So Swift has been such a monument of being safe, keeping us busy with loads and miles and pay and good equipment. And if something happens with one of my trucks, I know I can go to a Swift terminal shop and they can fix it almost immediately. But those kind of little things that I do as a trainer, so
Love it. So you mentioned pay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on this journey with you.
Okay.
So, and you don't have to get specific. Don't get specific. That's just fine. So leading into between company driver to company mentor to owner operator to owner operator training consultant, what kind of income benefits are we seeing?
Woo! Okay, so starting on the company side, when I first came out of Swift Academy, I was just happy to have money coming in. It was not hard, but it wasn't easy. It was consistent, and the more miles that I drove safely, the more money that I started to make. That starts with that. So everybody knows. Then you can start. I started team driving with a friend of mine from the Swift Academy, and sometimes everything isn't for everybody. I love my space. If you're watching, you know who you are. You're still special, but the money was good. If you do the miles, then the money's going to be good.
Yep.
On the company side, before I became a mentor, I was doing roughly like $5,000 a month take home.
Which your first year in a new industry,
Yeah,
not too bad.
that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
That's without referring anybody. That's without hitting my bonuses, things like that. So being very transparent, everyone's here to make money. Yes, but we are also here to provide for our families, build for our future, things like that. And you already know what I'm doing for my future, for my family. We'll talk about that later. Hopefully we have time. But so then going to the company mentor side, I saw an increase from, let's say, $5,000 to almost $7,500 in my first month of being a company mentor, because you have to be really good with how many miles do you want to drive. At least double it when you have a student on your truck so you can team drive. You break everything down and then write it down, and then find out what kind of students you have. Are they comfortable driving at night or during the day? Just really finding that nice, smooth flow for them, and then piggyback off of them. Everyone does it differently, but that's just what works for me. And it makes it a stress-free training environment. So now we're talking about from $5,000 to $7,500. So then when I switched to the owner-operator side, Lord. I saw my first check. I was like, what do I do with all of this? Like, okay. It was around, the holidays, so I kind of messed up some stuff. I just had fun. We had
spoiled the kids.
Spoiled the kids, my dog, me,
How do you spoil a dog?
Easy. He goes to doggy daycare, and then he goes to the doggy spa. You have to take care of it, you have to. But my first month with being an owner operator, fresh out the gate, I was still learning how to do the loads, because I was still learning how to do the load board. The load board has been very, very important when I first became an owner, and then having those healthy relationships with planners and driver leaders. And then, okay, if I see a load on the load board, is it okay if I talk about the load board? Okay. I know the load board's going to be changing, but when I first started, I would see a load, let's say, from San Diego, California, all the way to Greer, South Carolina. Great miles, fresh out the gate. I know I can get there by myself. And then I will call the planners there and say, hey, I'm looking at booking this load. How's your freight coming out? Do you guys need help with any short loads? Because again, I want to be a good team player. And then that's how I utilize the load board.
Utilizing tools and networking has been something I've been preaching for a long time on successful business owners. And this prime example right here, prime example.
Yep. And so then I want to say my first month, I went from $7,500 with a student. And it's not always consistent $7,500 if you have a student back to back to back, but you got to allow yourself to have that break, that mental break to space and everything else. It was like maybe $12,000 my first month coming out the gate as an owner. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. And that was with me not really even trying.
I was just getting the feel, getting your sea legs under
Right.
it.
So as an owner, we have revenue and then we have profit.
Yep.
When you become an owner, they teach you all of these things so that you can see, your fuel costs, and Swift, I'm so grateful again for them. They give us a fuel card, and it's like a fuel credit card, everybody who's an owner operator who wants to become an owner operator, so that you don't have to worry about, okay, well, how am I going to put fuel in my truck? Right now, we're spending an average of $1,300 a week on fuel because we're team driving.
Yep.
But then we have, what is it called? Fuel tax rebates, right?
Yep.
So you get a little bit of that to come back at the end of every week when you get your settlement.
Yep.
So then when I started having a student on the truck, so now at this point, we've gone through company mentor, owner, and then, hey, Josh, how you doing? And then now I'm a owner operator, independent training consultant. My best month with a student on the truck, $25,000 revenue. I'll show you the settlement. Y'all hooked me up with a great team out of Denver, Colorado, ATBS. They are great. Fuel surcharge issue. Yes, I am in flatbed. We haven't gotten to that yet. But it makes a difference.
Oh,
You know, I made a big difference in this young lady's life, and to where she did drive in. Now she's doing reefer, and I still keep
Killing
it. Yeah, I still keep
Killing
in touch with all my students, even the ones that didn't work out, because it's not always going to work out. You know, let's talk about some ugly. You know,
so everybody's training styles are different. Everyone's learning styles are different.
Yep.
I've had to reseat a few of my students as well, just for some reason, just they weren't getting what I was saying. I wasn't getting what they were saying, and it's okay. You know, we have that driver qualification team to help smooth that transition in between trainers' trucks if we need to. So,
Absolutely. And I sometimes have a big ego, but I put it to the side and I say, you know what, hey, you know what? I don't think I'm the right mentor for you. I don't think I'm the right trainer for you. And then I make sure that they get off the truck and, you know, I take them to driver qualifications and, hey, you know what? We both agreed that this isn't a good fit. And then we move on.
Yep.
As long as they respect me and I respect them, it works.
We're professionals.
Professionals, yeah. At the end of the day, we're professionals.
Yep.
You know, I'm here to help you become the safest driver and show you how to make money and stay safe and see what your future career can be, because you've been here how many years?
It's going on 17.
Right. I know people who have been here 30 plus years.
Yep.
So to be able to talk to you and then talk with them, this is, again, it's a great place to be a part of.
So I did see a comment. Who the heck is Athena?
Oh, Athena, everybody, is my pink and purple flatbed truck.
Oh my god!
It's the one that everybody sees with the purple lights and the checkered flags. That's my baby. That's my heart. 'Cause I recently switched from drive-in to flatbed. It's been about 3 months, 3-ish months, and everyone wants to. Yep, that's me. That's me. Yes. Athena, I decided to change the coils. Yes, thank you so much. We made it there with your help, Josh. I really appreciate you showing us some extra tips and tricks on chaining the coil, you guys.
Learning every day. If you're not learning something every day, guys, it's time to retire.
Mm-hmm.
I had an old cat tell me that one time. What was it? You're supposed to learn something every day, but if you know it all, it's time to retire.
Yep, definitely. I don't know everything, and I'm learning something new every day. Like this is such a wonderful experience. I just hope that everyone who's watching and people who watch it later, they can see like, okay, I want to do this. I want to get my CDL Swift Academy, Top Gun, mentoring, company driver. Like the path is so many different options. You can do drive-in, you can do reefer, you can do flatbed, you can do intermodal, you can do local, dedicated, regional, OTR. I love OTR.
Yeah.
I love it.
Driving in circles drove me nuts. So
Yeah.
OTR was the only. I spent 10 years over the road because of that exact reason. Didn't want to see the same road twice.
Yep.
It would just drive me nuts.
Yep, absolutely. So Athena is my truck, and I recently switched to flatbed. I like a challenge. I like puzzles. I like Rubik's cubes.
I think this is a common occurrence because you just jumped into driving school, you did your time, went mentor, right into mentor as soon as you could, become owner operator, and I think that's a good habitat.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that there's different things that I can do in the flatbed division, and I plan on being there for a few years. I really love it. Yes, tarping is hard. Yes, I've cried. Yes, I've wanted to give up.
Me too, Jupiter. Me too. You know, nothing's more ugly than a bearded guy crying. I'm just saying.
Nothing's more ugly than breaking these nails. Look at this. Look at this. I broke 2 nails and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give up. But everybody in flatbed, I feel like the loads that I get, even with my student, I have a student right now. She's going to be upgrading in 8 days. I hope she's watching. Hey, Britt, love you. She's doing great. Very eager to learn and fast learner. I love when I have students like that because it makes me excited to train and teach everything that I know. And so with flatbed, every load that I get, whether it's lumber, coils, bands, rebar, no 2 loads are the same. So I have to look at it, and it's like a puzzle that I have to solve. And I love critical thinking. And I'm truly grateful to be able to work with the flatbed team and everybody out of the Phoenix terminal. They make me better, and they don't even know that they do.
I'm glad you like the hard work. I was driving majority of my driving, and I like the easy money. I just like the easy money. Get a few of the comments here. We got quite a few.
Oh, hey, there she is. There you go. That's before we did the decals, you guys. Like, she is, honey.
And if you guys have not heard, with any new owner operator coming in, we do have an in-house decal guy. He can do very fun stuff. Pretty much get him a good, JPEG or I don't know the technical term, some kind of picture online of what you would like on your truck, and he can give you a quote and wrap your truck, and you can stand out.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And we know people who can do light systems on your trucks, guys.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, mine's at night when I'm in the terminal, not when I'm driving. I have the light bar system, the purple. I'll show you a picture.
Oh.
I forgot to send one to Alcira. I'm sorry. Okay, so do you want to read some comments?
Yeah, let's see if we got any good questions here. You guys will have to excuse me reaching at you here.
All right, let's see. Not us doing the same thing.
Oh,
I think they're talking about mentorship and truck names. Okay. Let's see. Josh, what are you saying? It's so many messages, Josh.
owner operators can go OTR. Absolutely there, Mr. Bishop Curtis. And with being over the road as an owner operator, you do have access to our load board. And so,
in the dry van and reefer division, not in
is
flatbed yet.
That is correct.
Brett, I hope you're watching. We love you. He's the one who said that they're working on having it in flatbed in the future, but with the planners that we have in flatbed, they keep me so busy to where like I don't even need to go on the load board. All right, let's see what else we got. Athena. All of my trucks have been named after Greek mythology.
Okay.
We had Zeus, we had Aphrodite, we had Achilles, and then now we have Athena.
There we go.
Yep. All right. Let's see. What's that one right there? It says, I live in Las Vegas. I have my CDL Class A. Okay. Let's see. Okay, no.
Let's see. 26. 26 kWs do have a suspension dump there, Mr. Gregory Dent.
Oh, yes. I do that quite often when I drop my trailers.
Lena, appreciate the shout out. Woot woot, go owner operators indeed.
There you go. And what's that one right there?
So Edgar, yes. So a majority, if not all, well, I'd say a majority of your loads are still coming from Swift. So with the dispatch freight coming from the planners, that's going to be all contracted freight with Swift. And then on the load board, you get a logistics load every now and then, but it's still Swift freight. So yeah, so you're still not having to deal with any pesky brokers. It's all ran through Swift.
What's that one right there? Is that a good question? I think that would be no.
Correct. Mr. Austin, we are a owner operator. Let's see here. So with our lease purchase trucks, we would have the owner of the truck driving the truck. So we would not lease a truck to a non-driver.
But would he be able to start a fleet if he did that option? Maybe that's what he's trying to ask.
So if the driver is not driving the truck, we cannot lease him a truck.
Okay.
Yeah, we like to make sure that they can support their business.
Definitely.
Jeremy Turner, mentor for 4 years. Congrats, man. That's a good
Hey.
time.
Thanks for tuning in.
Flatbed queen.
I wonder they must be talking about you.
Yeah.
Oh no, you have all the messages highlighted.
I
Okay.
do.
What is that from Gregory?
It's not.
Oh, Edgar Tovar. Oh, look at that 444. That's a good question and a good time.
Can I see trucks available for lease owners? Thanks. Great question there, Edgar Tovar. If you jump on our website, goswiftowner.com, it'll actually have a lot of available inventory and also examples of inventory. so you can see what kind of trucks we have, what kind of options we have. And then, of course, call into me, Addison, and we can get you the terms on and pricing on those trucks.
Absolutely.
Anthony Blake, yes, you can start a fleet with us. Now, what that means is that you are able to lease multiple trucks at a time. Kind of stepping back to my prior statement, you would need to be a driver at least one of those trucks to get started there. So, all right. We're wrapping up here. Okay. Sorry.
Don't say sorry, Josh. I was just joking. All right. So did I answer pretty much all your questions?
You did.
As far as company mentor, owner, independent training consultant. We talked about pay. We talked about how I started.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I did finish paying off my Swift Academy student loan within that first year.
Nice.
Which was great.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Let's see. Is there anything else that we could be talking about?
I think it was a great show.
Okay.
I really, like I said, I really wanted to get people to hear your story just because you literally live in the Swift dream.
Yes.
Starting from square one and ultimately being in the position as a driver of making almost the most money of most drivers. And so I sure appreciate your time.
Definitely.
And thanks for sharing it with us. So,
hey, how you doing, Juice?
Juice.
Hey, Juice Man. Awesome.
Guys, Jupiter is trying to make it to South Carolina for the Swift Charities.
Oh, yes. We're doing a Swift Charities event in South Carolina. It's with the South Carolina Department of Transportation for, I think it's one of the children's hospitals. So we're going to have a long parade of our Swift trucks, and fingers crossed I get lead truck. If not, I'm just happy to be a part of it. We're going from Greer, South Carolina to Columbia, South Carolina on August 22nd and the 23rd, guys.
22nd to 23rd. If you guys are a driver, try to get there, go support Jupiter and of course Swift Charities. It is an amazing program that supports a lot of families and charities, obviously. So
are we able to say if they want to know more about like helpful how-to videos? Can I drop my...
Yes, please.
All right. So I have social media, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. It's Pup and Trucking Adventures. Anyone who's interested, you can follow me there. Helpful how-to videos, glad hands, heavy loads, tandem sliding, and all that good stuff.
How-to videos, and check out her whole story.
Yep.
She's a great example of what trucking can do for you and your family.
Yep.
So, guys, it has been a pleasure as always. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Of course, stay safe.
Thanks so much, guys. Stay blessed, stay safe, and love you guys. See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.